Hi everyone, welcome to Film World Recap channel. Today we will explain the great movie, The Karate Kid, released in 2010. 12-year-old Dre Parker has moved to China, and finds himself like a fish out of water. He befriends a girl named Mei Ying at school, which leads to him being bullied by the school's best kung fu fighter. Soon, Mr. Han, the maintenance man of Dre's apartment, fends off Cheng and his friends when they are attacking Dre and signs Dre up to fight in the kung fu tournament in return for the bullies laying off of Dre. What will happen to Dre Parker, who knows no martial arts, in the kung fu match? While inviting you to continue with the movies, if there is anyone who has not yet subscribed to the channel, please kindly remind them to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video and turn on the notification icon. Dre Parker, a boy living in America, comes to live in China with his mother Sherry to live a better life. But Dre Parker's inability to speak Chinese is a big problem. After he came to China, he realizes that China is more advanced than he thought. Parker and his mother arrive at the apartment where they are staying. Even if he watches a favorite cartoon on TV, it is dubbed in Chinese. He doesn't even know Chinese. Parker's mother, Sherry, upon arrival went to the bathroom and tried to take a shower but could not because the hot water shower was broken. So she asks Parker to come find someone to fix the shower. Parker can't speak Chinese, so finding a mechanic is a bit difficult. Eventually, somehow, Parker finds a mechanic. His name is Mr. Han. Mr. Han tries to catch a fly without paying attention to what Parker says. Unable to catch the fly, Mr. Han finally attacks the fly. After that, Parker goes for a short walk. In the meantime, he meets a friend who can speak English. He becomes Parker's best friend. Parker, who loses badly in a table tennis match, sees a girl playing the violin. She name is Mei Ying. So Parker goes and tries to talk to Mei Ying. She likes Parker's hair very much. While talking to both of them, a boy named Chen's comes there. Chen's doesn't want to talk to Parker Mei Ying. Not knowing that Chen's is the best kung fu fighter in town, Parker tries to become the hero there. This results in Parker getting badly beaten. The next day, Parker wears his mother's makeup for his injuries and goes to school. At school, he notices that both Mei Ying and Chen's are in the same school. That evening Mr. Han comes to repair their hot water shower. At that time, Mr. Han sees that Parker is training by watching a kung fu program on TV. After a while, Mr. Han calls Parker to show him how the hot water shower works. But Parker practices without even looking at it. Because of that, Mr. Han hits Parker with a toothpaste hood. After a while, Parker's mother comes home. She notices that Parker's jacket is on the floor and scolds Parker for it. Mr. Han is listening to this. The next day, Parker sees Mei Ying practicing the violin at school. Parker goes to meet her. She says that the upcoming violin competition is very important for her and her family members. When Parker is about to leave, Chen and Chen's friends meet. They warn Parker not to talk to Mei Ying. That evening, Parker goes with his mother to a kung fu school. Thousands of children learn kung fu there. Parker walks into the kung fu school and notices that Chen is also studying kung fu at that school. Parker, who feels very sad about it, leaves the school with his mother. As they go home, mother asks why they came from school. Parker says, "I don't like this country, I don't like what we came here, I don't like anything here." The next day the school goes on a little trip. After the trip, Parker follows Chen to get revenge on him. Suddenly, Chen and his friends are hit by a torrent of dirty water. Parker does this work. Chen's and his friends see that Parker did this. Because of that, the group starts chasing after Parker. In the end, somehow, Parker gets trapped by the group. Parker gets beaten up pretty badly. Just as Chen's is about to make one last shot, Mr. Han comes and stops him. Mr. Han tells all the children to go home. But Chen's and friends start attacking Mr. Han. Not only does Mr. Han stop those blows easily, but those boys' blows hit the boys themselves. From that we understand that Mr. Han is a kung fu master. Finally, the group of boys escapes from there. Mr. Han brings Parker home and treats Parker's wounds with an old Chinese healing method. At that time, Parker asks Mr. Han to teach him Kung Fu for self-defense. But Mr. Han doesn't like it. Then Mr. Han takes Parker to that Kung Fu school. Mr. Han wants to talk to Chen's teacher and reconcile them. But Chen's teacher is very cruel and teaches children very cruel things. Mr. Han goes and offers a peace proposal, but he rejects it. There they challenge Mr. Han or Parker to a fight. Unable to imagine what Mr. Han is doing, Mr. Han shows a poster of a match there and says that we will participate in this match and don't bother Parker until then. Chen's master agrees to that. Parker, who doesn't understand Chinese, only learns of this information when he goes out. But this scares Parker. Mr. Han says, "Don't worry, I will teach you to fight." The next day, Parker goes to Mr. Han's house to learn Kung Fu. He sees a car under repair at Mr. Han's house. Mr. Han starts training. But those trainings are not the way Parker thought. He is given the whole day to hang and pick up the jacket. For days, Parker practices this. Parker doesn't stop his training even if it rains. One day, Parker's mother comes and says that there is a festival and both of them should get ready to go. At the event, Parker meets Mei Ying. The two go out and talk and Parker asks Mei Ying to come watch his Kung Fu match and he says he will definitely come to watch Mei Ying's violin match. After a while, Parker gets tired of the work he does with this jacket. Because of that he blames Mr. Han that you don't know how to teach Kung Fu. Parker tries to leave the training. Mr. Han is very disappointed when he says that. Then Mr. Han shows why he did it. Parker understands that he can block shots that way. Mr. Han says that we use Kung Fu all the time in our life. After this incident, he starts to respect Mr. Han a lot. The next day Mr. Han goes with Parker to a temple on top of a hill. At the temple, Mr. Han says that he learned Kung Fu at this temple. At the temple, Parker sees various Kung Fu techniques and a woman who changes the behavior of a snake. At the end of the trip, they come to Dragon Well. Mr. Han tells Parker to drink some water from the Dragon Well. After that, Mr. Han increases Parker's training a lot. After a lot of training, Parker realizes that his body is now much stronger. Mr. Han gives Parker a day off because he has been practicing for a long time. That day, Parker goes for a walk in the city with Mei Ying without even going to school. They are very happy walking in the city. Parker is very surprised to see Mei Ying's dancing ability. Suddenly she gets a call saying that her violin competition is today. Because of this, she runs to school. Her mom and dad come and take her. Parker runs and somehow comes to school. When they find out that Mei Ying went for a walk with Parker, Mei Ying's parents tell Mei Ying not to talk to Parker again. Parker is very sad about that and comes back to Han's house. Parker sees Mr. Han drunkenly hitting the car at his house with a hammer. Parker goes and asks why this. That's when Mr. Han says that his wife and child died in a car accident. They were fighting when the car accident happened, and he can never forget that car accident. To make the teacher's mind, Parker takes Mr. Han to practice. After weeks of training, Mr. Han tells Parker that you are ready for the competition. The night before the match, Parker goes to Mei Ying's house and apologizes to Mei Ying's father in Chinese. Looking for a piece of paper. Mei Ying's father appreciates Parker's efforts and says that Mei Ying will definitely come to watch his match. The day of the competition comes, Mr. Han and Parker go to the place where the competition takes place. Mr. Han gives Parker a dress to wear for the competition as a gift. After a while, the hall fills up with people who have come to watch the matches. We can see that many talented contestants have come to the competition. Parker is competing in his first round of matches. But he doesn't know that he can't get out of the circle drawn around him. Because he went out of the circle, his mark is deducted. But he will compete well in the next rounds and go to the next rounds. Chen and Chen's friends advance to the next rounds without any problems. Chen's makes it to the finals after beating his opponent so badly. Now is Parker's semi-final, where he has to compete against Chen's friend. Before the friend comes to the competition field, their teacher calls and tells them to break Parker's leg. Although he doesn't like it, he agrees to it because he can't go outside the master's order. Because he knows that if he does that, he will leave the competition. In that match, Chen's friend keeps hitting Parker's leg. After this match, the doctor who examines Parker's leg says that he should not compete again, that his leg is badly damaged. But Parker wants to make it to the final round anyway. Meanwhile, the referees say that if Parker does not come back, the victory will go to Chen. Parker asks Mr. Han to do the China treatment done that day and restore the leg. But Mr. Han doesn't like it. But finally Mr. Han agrees due to Parker's insistence. Parker then enters the arena, and in the first round, Parker is heavily attacked. But Parker wins both the remaining rounds. The winner of the competition is the one who wins 3 rounds. Unable to let Parker win, Chen continues to attack Parker's injured leg. One time, Chen jumps up and hits Parker's leg. Parker screams in pain. Now the marks of both are equal and the one who wins this round is the winner of the match. At that time, Parker remembers the woman who was with the snake in the temple, and Parker stands on one leg as it was. Chen runs in to give Parker the finishing blow. But Parker hits an incredible kick, knocking Chen down. Parker is the winner of the tournament. At the end of the movie, Chen comes and gives the winner's trophy to Parker, and Chen and all his friends respect Mr. Han. Subscribe the channel and comment your valuable opinion and like it. See you in the next movie.